Hello everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. In this video, we are going to learn how to send ATG receipts on WhatsApp for NGO donations received via Razorpay. So here I am running an NGO with the name as Humanity Across Borders, and I am managing the payment transactions of the donations with the help of Razorpay, which is an amazing payment gateway. So I have specifically created a payment page for collecting the donations for my NGO, and my objective is that as soon as a payment will be received for the donation by a donor, then immediately an ATG certificate should be sent to that donor on WhatsApp. For sending WhatsApp messages automatically with the help of template message, I am using AiSensy over here, and I am going to automate this entire process by setting up a connection between my Razorpay account, Google Docs where I have created the template for ATG certificate, and AiSensy. And for creating the automation, I am not going to use any kind of coding and programming skills. I will simply create this automation with the help of Pabbly Connect, which is an amazing automation and integration software. So if you also want to learn this amazing automation step by step, for that you have to come towards my screen. In this video, I am going to show you step by step that how we can automatically generate donation invoices, receipts, or we can say ATG certificates for sending to the donors on WhatsApp with the help of AiSensy. Okay, so we are going to automate the entire process. Let's suppose I run an NGO with a name as Humanity Across Borders, and I used to collect the payments or the donation for my NGO with the help of Razorpay. I have created a specific page with a name as Humanity Across Borders, and I want that as soon as a payment will be received, a donation will be received by a donor through this page, then immediately an ATG certificate should be created for that donor and should be sent to them on WhatsApp. For sending WhatsApp message, here I am going to use AiSensy, which is an API of WhatsApp to send template messages on WhatsApp. Okay, with the help of this, we can create customized templates for sending customized and personalized messages to all our customers, clients, or here, because my objective is to send ATG certificates along with a thank you message to my donors. Okay. Now, in order to create this automation, I am not going to use any kind of coding and programming skills. I will simply set up connections between multiple applications. So first of all, I'm going to use Razorpay over here as I'm collecting the payments from Razorpay. Then I'm going to use Google Docs because I have created a template of ATG certificate inside Google Docs. And whenever a donor is going to submit the payment, then a ATG certificate will be created for that donor by using this template automatically. And that will be saved in Google Docs. So the second application will be Google Docs over here, and further I'm going to use AiSensy for sending WhatsApp message as well. So with the help of Pabbly Connect, we are going to set up connections between all these applications without any coding and programming skills. Let's get started. So this is the home page of Pabbly Connect where we can reach by tapping the URL pabbly.com/connect in our browser. After coming over here, we can find two options: sign in and sign up for free. So in case if you are an existing user like me, you can directly click on sign in, but if you are a new user, you have to click on this sign up for free button to create your free new account. Also, when you will create your account, you will get 100 free tasks every month to explore this amazing software and to test multiple automations. So because I am an existing user, so I'm going to click on sign in option. This is all app section where we can find all the products which are offered by Pabbly. To create this automation, we are going to use Pabbly Connect. So let's click on access now. And now it is going to take us towards the dashboard of Pabbly Connect. So on this dashboard, we can find all of our workflows which we have created up till now. And we can also save our workflows by creating different folders on our dashboard like this I have created. Okay. So here, in order to create a new workflow, we have to click on this create workflow option, and a dialog box will appear in front of us. It is asking us to provide a name to this workflow. So first of all, I'm going to provide a name over here. Send ATG receipts on WhatsApp for donation received via Razorpay. After giving this name, here I'm going to select the folder in which I want to save my workflow. You can see I have multiple folders over here, but I have created specific folders for NGO donations. So I'm going to select this NGO donation receipts folder to save my workflow. As we have done that, let's click on create, and the workflow will automatically saved in the desired folder. In the same manner, you can also create different folders on your dashboard to save your workflows separately. As we have done that, we can see that two windows are open in front of us. First is the trigger and the other is action. Now what are trigger and actions? Trigger and actions are the two main concepts, the principles, or we can say these are the building blocks of our automation on which entire automation runs. Here the trigger says when this happens and the action says do this. That means the action is the response towards our trigger. So whatever we are going to select in our trigger is going to command the entire workflow, and the actions are going to follow that same command. Therefore, we can have only one trigger in any workflow, but we can add as many action steps as we want in our workflow. Let's suppose here, because I want that as soon as Razorpay payment will be captured from the donor, then immediately our ATG certificate should be created for that donor on Google Docs. So let's suppose I am going to take Razorpay in my trigger and Google Docs in my action step. But here, when we are going to set up the connection between them, we can clearly see that action is following what the trigger commands. Because when the trigger happens, that means when the payment is received, when the donation is received on Razorpay, then only the ATG certificate will be created for the donor in Google Docs, otherwise not. So I hope you understand the concept of trigger and action. Now, after understanding this, let's move towards connecting the applications and creating the automation. For that, first of all, we have to go towards our trigger step and we have to select our trigger application. As I told you, trigger is the commander of the workflow, so it is going to start the workflow. Okay, so we have to select the trigger application, and that will be Razorpay. As I told you, because I am managing all the transactions related to my NGO and the payments with the help of Razorpay, so here Razorpay will be our trigger application. After selecting that, we also have to select the trigger event. You can see we have multiple options over here in order paid, invoice paid, etc. We have to select payment captured as our trigger event, because whenever the payment will be captured through Razorpay, then the workflow should continue and it should start. Okay, so here as we have done that, we can see that a webhook URL is received to us along with some instructions. So we simply have to follow these instructions given over here carefully, step by step, to set up the connection. And the URL is going to act as a bridge, because it is going to transfer the data of new payment which is being captured in Razorpay over here in Pabbly Connect. So let's copy the URL, and then I'm going to tell you exactly what we are supposed to do. So first of all, I'm going to take you towards the Razorpay dashboard. You can see currently I'm working in test mode. So this is my test dashboard, and all the pages I have over here are test pages. Okay, now after coming on the dashboard, you have to go towards accounts and settings from the left side. Over here, we have the option of webhook, because we are setting up the connection with the help of webhook. So we have come towards the webhook option. Now you can see these are all the existing webhooks I have for different connections. So to create a new webhook, we have to click on this add new webhook button. And first of all, we have to provide the webhook URL in this URL field. Okay, done. Now the next important field is the active events. This is very important. So on the happening of whichever event you want to capture the response, you have to select that event over here in the active event section. We have, so here our objective is that whenever the payment will be captured, then the response should be sent towards Pabbly Connect. So here payment capture will be our active events. We have selected that, and now let's click on create webhook. As we have done that, our webhook is saved successfully. So let's go back towards Pabbly Connect. It is showing waiting for webhook response. This means that now whenever a payment will be received on Razorpay, the response of that payment will be captured. So let's do a test submission so that the response could be captured. I'm going to go towards Razorpay, and here I'm going to go towards the payment pages. You can see I have multiple pages over here. For the NGO, I have created this Humanity Across Borders page. I'm going to open that, and this is the URL of my page, the checkout page. Okay, I'm going to copy the page link and I'm going to open it in a new tab. And this is the page. Okay, so whenever the donor is going to make the donation, they will have to use this particular payment page for making that donation. So let's start submitting the response, and here I'm going to do a test submission by making a test payment to capture the response in Pabbly Connect. Let's suppose a donor is making a donation for my NGO. Okay, here we have the drop down. First of all, so the donation is for NGO. I have selected donation for NGO. Now we have to select the amount. So here I have kept the field as customer can select their own amount, whatever amount they want to pay. So here let's suppose I'm going to enter 10,000. I'm making the payment of 10,000 to the NGO. Now the full name of the donor, let's say, is Smart User. Let's suppose the email of this user is smartuser29@pabblitudes.com. Now I'm going to enter a random phone number of this donor. All right, and now I'm going to simply click on pay. So I'm going to make the payment of 10,000. We have payment methods over here. We have multiple payment methods in Razorpay. So let's suppose I'm going to make the payment with the help of UPI. So I've selected UPI over here, and I'm going to enter my UPI ID over here. Okay, done. Let's click on pay. And the payment is successful. The payment of 10,000 is made for Humanity Across Border. As we have done, let's go back towards Pabbly Connect. And here you can see that we have already captured the response inside Pabbly Connect. In this response, you can see we have received all the details. This is the entity VPA, that means the UPI ID through which the payment is received. Here is the status of the payment that is captured. Here is we have received order ID, phone number and the name of the donor, email address as well, the same email address which we have entered while submitting the payment, and the notes, that means for which reason we have received this payment, donation for NGO. Here we have received the method of payment as well, entity ID, and when we'll scroll down, here we have also received the amount. But if you remember, I have made the payment as donation of rupees 10,000. But you can see that here we can not see the amount as it is. That means we have not received the amount in the response 10,000, but we have received 2 zeros extra in the amount. Okay, that means we have received 10 lakh rupees in the amount. So here we have to keep in mind that whenever we are going to receive the response from Razorpay for any of the payment, 2 zeros will always be extra in that amount. So you have to remove those 2 zeros in order to further continue the workflow. So that we are going to do further when we have to map the number. But before that, you have to set one condition in this workflow, okay? Because you are going to receive multiple payments in Razorpay, as Razorpay is a payment gate, and if you are using Razorpay to manage all your transactions, then you are going to receive multiple payments on day-to-day basis, okay? So you do not want to run this workflow for each and every payment. We are only creating ATG certificates for the donors. So whenever the donation will be received for our NGO, then the workflow should continue and then the donation certificate should be created for that. Otherwise, no. So how we are going to set this condition? For that, we have to apply filter. So we'll move further and we will select our action application as filter over here. I want to set a condition that only when I'm going to receive the payment for NGO donation, then I want to continue the workflow further, otherwise not. Therefore, I have attached a drop down as well as I have shown you in the payment page that for which reason we are making this payment. So I'm going, according to that drop down, I'm going to set a filter condition over here. Now here we have the action event as filter values. Let's click on connect. And now we have received label, filter type and value. So we have to enter the details in these fields to set our specific desired condition. Now, first of all, we have to select the label. I'm going to use the notes which we have received the reason of the payment. So this is my previous response. When we'll scroll down, here we have received the payment entity notes. Okay, donation for NGO. So for whichever reason, through whichever payment page the payment will be received, a note will be received if the drop down will be appeared in that. So you also have to keep in mind to apply the drop down in your payment page so that you can set the filter condition for the workflow. Now here I'm going to select this label as the payment note, and now I'm going to select the filter type as equal to, and here I'm going to enter the value manually, that when the label will be equal to the value which we have set, then only the workflow is going to continue further. Now here what I have done, you can see I have inserted the label from a previous response. So when we insert a data from previous response, it is called as mapping, and when we map a data, it becomes dynamic. So with each and every new response, the label is going to replace now. So whenever we are going to receive a new payment in Razorpay and the response will be captured inside Pabbly Connect of that payment, then the label is immediately going to change without any manual efforts. And if the label will not be equal to the value which we have entered over here, and because we have entered the value, this means it will be same each time. So if the label will not be equal to value, then the workflow will stop over here only. In this way, we have categorized that only we want to run the workflow if the payment will be received as a donation for our NGO, otherwise not. Now we will click on save and send test request button to check whether our condition is true or not, and yes, here our condition is absolutely true. So we can further continue the workflow now. So when the condition is true, quickly we will format the amount as well. As I've told you, we have received 2 zeros extra in the amount. So here, in order to format the amount, we have to use number formatter. Number formatter is an inbuilt feature of Pabbly which helps us to format the number of the workflows according to our requirements. We have multiple action events over here, but we have to select perform math operations specifically because we want to divide the number which we have received as an amount with 100. So it is asking us which numbers you want to use. Here the first number will be the amount which we have received. So I will simply map the amount over here. Okay, as I told you, mapping is inserting data from previous response. When we map a data, it becomes dynamic and now it is replaceable with each and every new response automatically. After mapping the number, I want to use 100 as well because I want to divide this number with 100. So with a comma, I will enter 100. Okay, it is given over here that enter the numbers here which you want to perform, which you want to operate. You can enter the comma separated values to perform the operation. Okay, for example, it is given that if you want to add 100 and 200, then you will not enter like this. Okay, you will simply enter 100 comma 200, and then in the operations you have to select the specific operation which you want to perform. So I have also done the same. I want to divide my amount with 100, so I have entered, so I have mapped the amount and I have used 100 over here with comma. Now I'm going to select the operation as divide. So this means that I want to divide 10 lakhs with 100. Now I'm going to click on save and send test request button, and you can see that here we have received the result, and this is the correct amount 10,000 which we have paid. So now whenever a new response will be captured, when the payment will be extra with 2 zeros, then automatically the 2 zeros will be removed like this. Okay, now finally we are going to move forward towards creating the ATG certificate for the donor. So we have to click on this add action step button, and we are going to use the template which I have created over here to generate the ATG certificates each and every time for each of the donor. So you can see this is the template, Humanity Across Border. This is the name of my NGO. Here I've entered all the details, but you can see some of the details are given inside two curly braces in the template. Why I have done like that? Because I'm going to use the same template for each of the donor to create the ATG certificate for each of the donor. Therefore, I have entered some of the details in curly braces so that automatically these details could be changed according to new donors. Because when you are using the same template, we have to use variables so that automatically the variables and the details in the variables could get replaced. Okay. So here you can see name of the donor, email, donor code, the date. Here is a receipt number, receipt date, mode of payment, and etc. All these details are given inside two curly braces. So other details which are given normally are going to be same each time, but the details which are going to be replaced with each and every new response are given inside two curly braces so that they can automatically get changed. Now we are going to set up connection between Google Docs and Pabbly Connect so that we can create ATG receipts for all of our donors. Here we have to select our action application as Google Docs. Let's select that. Now we have to select the action event, and our action event will be create document from template, as we are using a template for creating multiple documents. So this will be our action event. Let's click on connect, and here I am currently going to go with existing connection because I've already built a connection earlier with my Google Docs account. But to create a new connection, you have to go with add new connection, and then you have to click on sign in with Google. I'm going to click on save, and you can see that here my connection is ready. Now first of all, we have to provide the template document which we want to use. So here my template document is ATG certificate template. I have selected that from the drop down. That means the name of the template which we are going to use. Here we have to provide the name of the document. So when you're creating new documents, what should be the name of that? So here, because we are creating multiple documents automatically, and the name should also get replaced and a new name should appear. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to give the name of my document as ATG certificate for, and now I'm going to simply enter the name of the donor. Okay, so I've given the name. Now we'll move forward. Here we have to provide the location for the document, that after creation where the document should save. So here I have selected the location. Now we have to enter the date. You can see that we have received the date on which the payment is received, but it is given in the timestamp format. So we do not want to enter the date like this. We have to use a simple format because we want to send it to the donors. Therefore, we have to change the format of the date. Therefore, we'll have to change the format of the date. And how we are going to do that? We have to click on this add action step button in between, and we have to use date time formatter. So let's select date time formatter as our action application. Now our action event will be format date only, because I only want the date and not the time zone this time. Now we will simply map the date which we have received. The date is in the timestamp format. Okay, timestamp means the date and the time are mixed together. Now we have to enter the from format, that in which format we have actually received this date. This is in the timestamp format, and now we have to enter the actual format in which we want the date in the to format. Okay, so I want a simple format. I'm going to select date, month and year format. Okay, let's click on save and send test request button, and yes, here we have received the date in the simple format. We are going to simply map the date over here. Okay, the donor name, you can see this, these are all the fields which I have entered in the curly braces inside my template. Okay, donor name, email, etc. So when we are going to one by one enter in all these details, every time whenever a new response will be captured, automatically after the workflow will get completed, the details will get changed in these fields and the certificates will be created and generated for each of the donor. Okay, so let's map the details one by one. First of all, we'll map the donor name, email. We have received all the details in our earlier response already. We are simply using our earlier response to map the data. Now it is asking us a donor code. Code should be unique for each of the donor. So I'm going to use the order ID which I have received. Okay, amount. So here I'm going to enter the amount which we have already formatted, the actual amount. Receipt number will also be the order ID. Now here we have the receipt date. So on which date we are creating this receipt, that will be the same date as we are creating the certificates instantly whenever we are receiving the amount. Okay, so here this is the same date on which we have received the donation. Mode of payment is also received UPI. Now we have to enter the reference number. So you can create or decide the reference number according to your requirements. Here I'm going to give the reference number as RAZ, and I will simply use the order ID once again. So this is the combination of my reference number. Okay, I have entered it according to my choice. Let's click on save and send test request button. And here we have received the response. In the response, you can see we have also received one document ID. This means that our document is ready. So let's go and check whether the document for smart user is created. And here, yes, we can see that the ATG certificate is created successfully for smart user. All the details of this smart user, the donor, are added successfully in the systematic format. This is the name. Here we have the email address. This is the order ID. You can see the date which we have formatted. Again, we have the name, the receipt number, the receipt date. Here we have the mode of payment, reference number, and the amount. Okay, in this way we have successfully created our certificate for the donor, ATG certificate. Now we also have to send this certificate to the donor on WhatsApp, and for that, as I've told you, I am using AiSensy for sending the template message. Now before sending this message to the donor, we also have to convert the document which we have recently created into the PDF format. Okay, so I'm going to add one more action step in between to convert the document into PDF. How we are going to do that? With the help of Google Drive. So now I'm going to set up connection between my Google Drive and Pabbly Connect. With the help of that, when I'm going to convert my document into shareable with anyone, I will be able to get the PDF link of the document each time. Let's click on this add action step button, and here our action application will be Google Drive. Now we have to select the action event, that will be share a file with anyone. Let's click on connect. Now I'm going to build a new connection with my Google Drive account. But if you already have an existing connection, you can also go with that. Let's click on sign in with Google. And I've already logged into my Google Drive account. So you also have to keep in mind, always log into the applications which you want to connect. Here I'm going to select my account. And now Pabbly Connect is asking us for the permission to access our Google account. It is 100% safe. So let's click on allow. As we have done that, we can see that our authorization has become successful and Google Drive is successfully connected with Pabbly Connect. Now we simply have to enter the file ID, and that file will be uploaded and will be shareable with anyone. So we'll receive all the links. So in order to enter the file ID, we will use mapping. So we'll turn this mapping button on. This is the file ID. I'm going to remove the existing data from here, and I will simply map the ID which we have received in our earlier response. So in this way, we have made the file ID dynamic. Now we are going to click on save and send test request button. And yes, here we have received the response that here we have received the permission to share the link of the file to anyone. Okay, now here we have received all the details. This is the name of the file, and we have also received the file ID. Along with this, we have also received the URLs, the different links of the file. Among these links, we have also received the PDF. So we have to send the document in the PDF format to the donor on WhatsApp. Now, when we have received the PDF document link of our ATG certificate, we have to finally send it to the donor on WhatsApp. As I told you, I'm going to use AiSensy for sending the template message. Here I also want to send a thank you message to the donor that they have made the donation, as well as in that message I want to attach the PDF of the ATG certificate for them. So now I'm going to set up connection between AiSensy and Pabbly Connect. Let's click on this add action step button. Here our action application will be AiSensy, WhatsApp by AiSensy. With the help of this, we are going to send template message. So our action event will be send template message. Let's click on connect. Here, in order to build the connection, we have to click on this add new connection button. And if you already have an existing connection, you can also go with that definitely. Now, to build the connection, we have to provide the API key. How we are going to get that? For that, the instructions are provided to us. We just have to follow them. So first of all, you need to log into your AiSensy account, and I'm going to tell you exactly what we have to do in order to get this API key. So I've already logged into my account. We have to go towards manage section from the left side. Under manage, we have the option of API key. This is the API key. We just have to copy that and we have to move back and paste it over here. Done. Let's click on save. And in this way, successfully, we have set up the connection between AiSensy and WhatsApp. So now what I'm going to do, I'm simply going to enter the details in these fields to send the WhatsApp message. First of all, it is asking us the campaign name. In order to get the campaign name, I'm going to tell you what we have to do. So you have to go towards your AiSensy account. You will have to go towards the template message section under manage. Okay. It is quickly going to take you towards the template section. These are all the templates which I have created. I'm going to open the template which I have recently created. So this is the preview of my template. Template means that I have created a systematic format of the message which is going to be sent each time to all the donors, but in the customized format. How I am going to customize it? With the help of variables. As we have created the template in Google Docs along with the variables so that the details could get changed automatically. Similarly, we have to create the template inside AiSensy for sending WhatsApp message to all our donors without any manual efforts, just in the personalized format. So here, this is the preview of the message message, and also because I'm going to attach the file, the PDF of ATG certificate along with my message. So I have selected a file type template. Okay, this is the message. Hi, thank you for your generous donation of amount to Humanity Across Borders. Attached is your ATG certificate for the donation. We greatly appreciate your support in our mission. Best regards, Humanity Across Borders team. So here you can see that I have entered name and amount in the variable. So these details are going to be changed automatically. How you have to create your template? You just have to go towards this new section, and you have to select the category of your template. Okay, you have to select the language which you want to use in your template, the template name. Okay, then you have to select the template type. Whatever kind of template you are creating, you have to select that: video template, message template, image template, or a file template like I have created. Then you have to enter the body content along with the variables. Whatever you're going to enter in the body of your message, it will be shown, it will be visible over here in this presentation. Then if you want, you can also attach the footer or the call to actions. After doing this, you will simply click on submit, and AiSensy is going to approve your template. As the template will be approved, it will be ready to be used for sending the messages. But before sending message, you also have to create a campaign so that you can enter the name of the campaign over here, because it is required. So how you're going to do that? Once you will complete your template and it will be approved, then you have to go towards campaign section. Okay, then you will click on this launch button to create a new campaign. You will select API campaign over here. Then you have to give the name to your campaign, and you have to select the particular template with which you want to associate the campaign. As we have created the template ATG certificate recently, so you have to select the template name through which you want to associate your campaign, and it will be visible over here. Okay, then you have to give the name to your campaign and you have to set it live. Once it will be launched and it will be live, then you will be able to use that same campaign in order to send the message. We'll go back and we'll go towards API section. This is my campaign, it is live. So I'm going to open the campaign. This is the name of my campaign. I will simply copy that and paste it over here. Done. Understood? I hope you understood how you have to create the template and how you have to create the campaign. Now we'll have to enter the phone number on which we want to send this message. So we have received the phone number in our earlier response. You will simply map that phone number over here. Okay, we have to enter the phone number along with the country code. Now we have to enter the username that to whom we are sending this message. The name is received over here. This is the donor. So we are sending the message to the donor. So I've entered the name of the donor. Source, tags, these are all optional fields. If you want, you can add them or you can even ignore them. Now we have to enter the template parameters. That means the values which you want to use in the variables. We have used two variables in my template, as you can see. First is for name and the second is for amount. So one by one, I'm going to enter the values for that. This will be the template parameter. First of all, I'm going to enter the name, the value for the first variable. I will use a comma, a space, and then I will enter the amount which we have formatted. In the same manner, as much variables as you can add in the template, and you have to provide the template parameter for each of them in the same format with the help of comma and space. Done. Now we have to enter the URL of the file. So we have already received the URL in the PDF format. I will simply use that same format over here. I will simply map the PDF URL of the ATG certificate. Okay. The next is the file name. So we have also received the file name. I have mapped that. Done. We have entered all the details, and now we are going to click on Save and Send Test Request button. As we have done that, you can see that we have received the ID. This means that the message is sent. So I'm going to show you how we have received the message. We have received the message. Hi smart user, thank you for your generous donation of 10,000. This is the amount to Humanity Across Border. Attached is your ATG certificate. So when the person is going to download the certificate and open it, the certificate is open in the PDF format. Okay, so in the very systematic format, we are sending WhatsApp message to all our donors along with a thank you message and the ATG certificate. Okay, and that too, entire certificate is in the customized format, as you can see. So now when we have set up this connection successfully, I'm going to show you a live example. What I will do, I will just make a payment, another payment for the donation on the page Humanity Across Border. I will copy the link of the page. I'm going to open it. And here I'm going to select the donation for NGO. The amount, let's say, is 8,000. The full name of this donor is, let's say, test user. Email over here is, let's say, test49@pabblytudes.com, and a random phone number. Now I'm going to make the payment. As soon as the payment is successful of rupees 8,000, let's go and check whether automatically an ATG certificate is created in Google Docs for this donor with the name as test user or not. And yes, here we can see that the ATG certificate is successfully created. This time the name is test user. This is the email of the donor. The same email which we have entered while making the payment. Here's the date. This is the amount, as you can see, 8,000, as we have made the payment. Now we'll go and check whether a WhatsApp message is received on the number which we have mapped or not. And yes, here we can see that again a WhatsApp message is received. This time it is for test user. When the person is going to download the file which is received in the PDF format, it is open and this is actually correct. Okay, so let's quickly summarize what we have done in the workflow. This is an amazing workflow which we have created by setting up connection between Razorpay, Google Docs, Google Drive and WhatsApp by AiSensy in such a way that as soon as a new payment will be captured in the form of donation from Razorpay for our NGO, immediately an invoice, a receipt or ATG certificate is created with the help of a template in Google Docs, and the template is uploaded in Google Drive and it is shareable with anyone, and then the generated document will be uploaded to Google Drive and a PDF link of that same document will be received through Google Drive and it will be attached in the WhatsApp message which we are sending with the help of AiSensy automatically, and a message will be sent, thank you message, along with the certificate. Okay, in this way we are going to immediately send ATG certificates for all the donors who are making the donation for our NGO, and this will help us to definitely maintain the good relations with our donors, and we will be able to capture new donations as well for this. Okay, so you can also very easily create this amazing automation with the help of Pabbly Connect. You can see that we have not used any kind of coding and programming skills for that, just with the help of simple connections between our applications. I hope this video was helpful for you. Thank you for watching. Not only these applications, but you can integrate multiple such applications without any coding or programming skills with the help of Pabbly Connect. Now, if you have any doubt, you can reach out to us at support@pabbly.com. If you want to ask any query, you can reach out to us at forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issue, you can reach out to the website given over here. Now, if you find this video helpful, do not forget to share it with your friends, and also please like our video and subscribe our channel for more such amazing automations.